EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the steel capital of the world, Pittsburgh, PA, and Heinz Field. This was the scene just a few moments ago as the Pittsburgh faithful were fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with the Carolina Panthers. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. And they'll run for the first time with Najee Harris. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. Well, this defense for the Panthers, they were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
They sure did, and the key number to me was total offense allowed, which was barely over 100 yards. That's a heck of a sign that this defense is really putting all the pieces together and doing it cohesively.
Looking deep downfield. And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Deontay Johnson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers on just 2 plays have taken the lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Esker's going to keep this one in the end zone, and they'll start at the 25-yard line. First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy. And that's what they're doing early in this game.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12. He'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still 4th down. Matt Rule, a risk taker in college, going for it. Back to throw. Open man left side. It's the tight end Trimble. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Looking to throw. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. So still 14 yards to go, second down. Now back to throw. Space to run past the 20. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. He'll look to throw. This is caught. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you.
And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Brevin Jordan, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Panthers are now an extra point away from tying up this game. Point after, right down the middle. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they are losers of 2 straight coming into this Thursday night game. Is it more difficult, CD, when you take a losing streak into a quick turnaround game like this?
It certainly is, because you don't get time to work on the issues that you've had throughout the season that have caused you to have the record that you're having. You can't really get those set. So now you're trying to minimize those and maximize what you've been doing well. And I remember a game recently where one of the assistant coaches said to the head coach, forget our running back rotation. This guy has a hot hand, and they rode him to a victory. Those are things you have to look out for in games like this.
And that is incomplete.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3 and out and giving the ball back to their offense.
This is brought in at the 21. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
Here's a 2nd and 7. That caught by Tremble. Another truck. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. These two teams all tied after one. Back to throw now on first down. And that's going to be caught, Dwayne Eskridge. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A big play that time through the air. 33 yards. So now, following the big play, they've got a first and goal all the way down at the 10. They'll go option to the short side.
Run it right down.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. A great effort there with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Panthers have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 14-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they had lost 2 in a row prior to getting the open week last weekend, so potentially a chance for them to get away for a bit, keel up, and come back strong.
That's what the hope is anyway, because you're going to find out now with your team, are you still focused on being the best you can be for the rest of the season with the things going the way they have earlier this year.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Herbert. Open man, completes it to Claypool. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert being chased out left. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Herbert operating from the red zone. Quick hitter here, it's complete. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Week 7 action, and we've got a 7-point game here in the second quarter. And this offense hoping to change that right here. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Harris. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Now from back at the 5, this is 3rd and goal. A shotgun snap for Herbert. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
And his kick is indeed good. So Elgin gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just a field goal.
I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, That would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. It was Jamel Dean who brought him down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Another run with McCaffrey on second down. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Trying to get to the outside. This is McCaffrey. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play. 2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there, pick up the first down.
Flushed out right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
2nd and 5. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And he will bring this all the way back out to midfield. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. On 1st and 10, Herbert. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are going to retake the lead. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 17-14. kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they've got less than 30 seconds to go here, so not a lot of time to work with. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. They'll set up to throw. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. They're going to look to throw. Over the middle, that's complete to McCaffrey. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. Forced out to his left. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
They're going to run this with a tight end. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. He's going to need a little mustard on this one. It will be a 51-yard attempt. And this one is right down Broadway. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Second half, it was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Working with 2nd and 5 now. He'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Steps away to his left. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
On second down, McCaffrey. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 72 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. They'll run with McCaffrey. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Working with a 2nd and 4. They'll look to throw here. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down.
Offensively, they like their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open, so it was tuck it in run time, and he picks up a 1st down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. With that last effort, he has reached now 10,000 career rushing yards. Congratulations.
Big-time congratulations. That also means that his publicist can make sure all the information gets to every voter out there.
And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Panthers have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the 2nd half. Point after, right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. So the extra point good, and the roughing call going to move the ball out to the 50 for the kickoff.
And I think this is a good chance to pin them deep if you can land the kickoff inside the 5-yard line or so. Gain some field position for your defense.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. It's caught inside the 25. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Chase Claypool, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. The extra point splits the uprights. And we'll tie our game here in the 3rd. So a tie ball game here as the kicks away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And these two teams have traded touchdowns so far with their first possessions here in the 3rd quarter, so we're right back to where we started at intermission.
Yeah, how about that? Tied at the half, tied after the first 2 drives of the 3rd quarter, 1 for each. That tells me that someone's defense has got to step up and make a big play and try and change the momentum of this game.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. This is McCaffrey on the give. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 107 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs. We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
3rd quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. Back to throw here. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Brown. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll set up a throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Terrace Marshall, his first touchdown on the year. And the Panthers have broken our tie as they take the lead. And he had time there. I mean, you give any quarterback that length of time, he'll make you pay.
It just puts way too much stress on guys trying to cover downfield because, as you said, you that much time in the pocket, he can scan the field, find the open person. That's exactly what happened there. And what was the end result again?
Touchdown. Extra point right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
On 1st down, it's Herbert. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. On second down now, it's Harris, and he'll go down right around the 47 this time.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Herbert. Eluding the pressure right. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
They'll try the air now with Herbert. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Najee Harris with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. We've got a tie game here in the 4th. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. Eskridge going to keep this one in the end zone, and they'll start at the 25-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. And the drive starts with a completion left side. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. Just they move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary. And I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well. Incomplete.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 131 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. This is McCaffrey. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars. And he came through with a nice catch right there.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand.
That time, Charles, great job keeping him in the pocket and not letting him escape.
And, Brandon, I think this was a great example of the front and the back working together, meaning the back covering, no place to go with the football. And the front, terrific job on the edge so he couldn't escape outside. And then, of course, the inside pressure kept him hemmed in as well. And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Buying time to his left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Graham now to boot it away after the made field goal. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. Herbert setting up to throw on first down. That's swung out wide to Harris. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35.
How many times have we seen this late in the fourth quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
He'll rifle this one deep right side, and it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively, and it'll bring up second down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning. On 3rd down, here's Harris. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Herbert's throw complete there to Johnson. His second catch, this one not quite as dynamic as his first, and it's 2nd down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down. I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Now Herbert. Escaping the pressure right. And Herbert going to slide to a stop, and he has a first down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. Now a first down carry for Harris. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Herbert jet sweep as he taps it forward. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages.
So for those of little faith, guess what? It got done. They now have the lead with that touchdown this late in the contest. I wonder if that was a play they were holding or a play that they just knew would work from past experience.
Well, I just saw it in their eyes on the sideline before starting that last drive, and they did. You're right. They got it done. Looks like they're going to be the winners. After right down the middle. And here, barring some late heroics, they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. That is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short of the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases. Sliding out of the pocket. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And the Panthers are right back in this football game. One final shot. They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Steelers, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, the loss drops them back to 4-3 so far. And they'll get a home date next week against the Detroit Lions. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.